gang, let's talk pimping. Today I want to do a video specific to pimping. I've had a ton of people ask me, Erin, what are you talking about? Why are you telling me to pimp myself? Why are you telling me to pimp my books? And I get it. It sounds funny, it sounds weird, but I promise it has nothing to do with prostitution. Pimping, as I've talked about in other videos, is basically marketing your books. Pimping can and should be done on multiple platforms. Some of those include Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, MeWe, Pinterest. The options are endless. If it's a social media, you can pimp on it. Now, with that said, I want to say that most authors are really good at one or two platforms. No author in the world that I've ever met in indie publishing is great at every platform. If they are, I want to meet them. Come see me. Let's work together. Most people have their preferred platform. So basically, what I want to talk about today is my preferred platform, which is Facebook. Sorry about that. I got a call from my son who's from North Carolina, so checking up on mom, which is great. This quarantine thing has been just a little bit different and crazy for everyone, and so he's been worried, but we're doing good here, and I hope you guys are too. Anyway, back to Facebook. Facebook is my preferred platform, and I think the reason for that is it's where I started. It's pretty natural to get good at and learn your first platform before you start to learn others. I'm just now really proficient on about 3 other platforms, and I will continue to go onto new platforms as I feel comfortable on those. But for me, Facebook is it. So today I'm going to focus on pimping on Facebook. I will make other videos about how to pimp on different platforms as I go. This one, though, is pretty simple. If you look in my playlists, I have a playlist where you can just see me actually doing it. You can see me copying posts from Messenger onto my phone, putting them on Instagram, copying them into my Facebook groups, copying them onto my author page, all of those things. So anybody who's already kind of familiar with how to promote on Facebook can go there to see sort of my tricks on pimping. But for brand new authors who have no platform yet, who aren't really proficient on Facebook, I'm gonna tell you the tips, tricks, and the basics of pimping. So the basic thing you want to do, you have a book, you're ready to release, you have a link for it. The first thing you want to do is set up a post. That post should include a link for the book, some kind of tag at the top, now on pre-order, now available, maybe a cutesy little line. Sometimes people like to take little like icon things, so say it was a romance, it'd be 2 hearts, now live, a contemporary romance, 2 more hearts, the link, and then the blurb. The blurb is what's on the back of your book. When you're using multiple platforms for pimping, it's a good idea to put hashtags too, because the top of the post can then be transferred to somewhere like Twitter, which is a hashtag platform, or Instagram, another one where people will follow a hashtag. But that's not necessary for Facebook. One reason people that only pimp on Facebook will hashtag a Facebook post is so that they can run a search on that hashtag and see where it's been pimped. I do that with my own books. It helps me to see where my PA is putting my books, what groups they're in. Or in my case, I will do Crazy Ink at the top of every author's pre-assigned pimp post so that I can see how many books have been pimped that day, where they've been pimped, who's short on pimps and who isn't, who needs pimps, that kind of thing. But for the basic author that's just like self-published or has a publisher, link, blurb, now on pre-order, now live, paperback available, whatever you want at that top part. Then what you want to do is you want to go into groups that allow promotion. This takes a while. You want to add groups. I would search in the search bar for in-groups, pimping groups, ebooks, Kindle Unlimited, any kind of keyword you can think of that will make you make a list of groups come up for pimping purposes. You can even write pimping. There are groups called Unlimited Pimping, Pimp Your Book. It will take about 2 weeks to get into all these groups. A lot of the groups will ask questions. Have you agreed to rules? Pay attention to those, do those things. It's worth it in the end. Right now, I have 4 different accounts. Between them, I am in about 600 groups. Many of them are repeats, but there is that. And I got in those groups when I was part of the Wings of the Wicked box set list run. We needed to be in specific groups. So you want to get into those groups. When you are in those groups, what you want to do is every day in 50 groups, I don't care what they are, and you want to mix them up, you want to put that post you did, so you want to copy and paste it directly into the group with a graphic. The graphic could be your wrap, the full cover of your book. It could be the ebook cover of your book. It could be a teaser. I will do videos literally on every one of these graphics and the types of graphics to use for pimping. But you want to take a graphic to go with your book and that post and put it in the group, one group at a time. You do not want to go to your author page or even your profile page, and I'll make a video on those as well, and then just hit share and then just start sharing to groups. The first way you'll land in Facebook jail, which is, trust me, not where you want to be. You need to individually go into each group. A lot of people will make spreadsheets and they'll check off each group as they put their book into the group. Now, who should be doing this? For new authors, if you don't have a PA, which is a personal assistant, unfortunately, you need to do it yourself. If you do have a PA, this is what you're paying for. This is boring, this is redundant, and this takes hours every day to do it right and do it well. This is what you pay a PA for. My PA puts me in 200 groups every single day, and I pay her for that. It's not something she does for free. If you're serious about this and you want your books out there and you want those new readers, you need to be pimping daily. And this is just on Facebook. Now, again, I'll talk about how to pimp on other platforms, but for me, the most effective place to pimp books is in these Facebook groups that allow book pimping. The other place you always want to put your pimps is in your own reader group, and I'll do a video on how to get one of those. In any groups that your publisher has, use them, make them yours. That's what they're there for. Use them. You're helping the publisher by pimping your books in there. The key to pimping is switch up the graphics. In one group, put the cover. In another group, put a teaser. In another group, put a wrap. You're gonna want, I would say, at least a dozen graphics that represent your book in order to pimp well and keep yourself out of jail. And it really is a matter of copy that post you made, paste it in the group with a graphic, move on to the next one. Is it a pain? Absolutely. Is it fun? Not for most people. There are some people who love pimping, but most authors don't. And if it's not something you want to do yourself, it may be time to figure out a way to get a PA that will do it for you. There are very few publishers who will put in this kind of time to pimping authors. We do it at Crazy Ink, but I don't know any other publisher who does in indie. Maybe they do, but I've not seen it. The only other publisher I've seen, and I say publisher, I've seen do this is actually a vanity press. It's not the same thing. And I will do a video on the difference between a publisher and a vanity press. So keep that in mind, that this may be why you want a PA, just to avoid pimping. And if you can't pimp in 50 groups a day, you can't pimp in 50 groups a day. 20 groups a day or 50 groups every other day is better than no pimping at all. I would highly recommend, if you are going to do this, that you get a backup Facebook account. No matter how good a pimp is, other than one person that I'm aware of, everyone goes to jail. And the only reason that person is so good is she literally does it the hardest way possible. I will hit that share button here and there and try to get away with it. And I have been caught. Mostly I get away with it because I don't do it often. But honestly, the only way to stay out of jail is each group, go to it, right to the group, paste your post, paste a graphic onto the next group, and pay attention to group rules. Some groups will only let you post once a day. Another way to avoid staying out of Facebook jail and to effectively pimp is to put your book and then another author's book. When you make buddy teams with pimping, they will be pimping you too. Now you're doubling up your efforts without paying anyone. So that's what pimping is, and it is a lot of work, but it's worth it. It sells books and it gets your name out there. Until next time, guys, peace, love, books, and crazy.